That's absolutely right. All right, guys, let's get started. I was at the Killer Instinct World Cup, and I walked away from that event thinking, why the hell am I not playing Killer Instinct? And then I remembered it's because I don't have an Xbox One. Alex, did you watch any of KI World Cup?
I did, yes. I've played KI when it came out, and one of the things I paid most attention to is how, or close to the chest, is how I'm gonna blow this community up and make sure that it gets the play it deserves. But seeing all of them there that weekend, that is like the epitome of passion within the community, because they all did it together, and they've been there since day one. Such an amazing crowd. I've met most of the guys there, the production team. They're all, we're all lucky to have them, to have this much passion, because without them, who knows who would have run this KI World Cup. I mean, and I think we got really lucky for the people that just got all involved with that, and I'm actually interested in seeing more.
Well, I mean, what they announced at the KI Cup was that they'll be back for 2 more years at least.
Yep.
What I found interesting was, I mean, is it fair to say that KI launched with this bit of a splash and then had a kind of a dip in popularity and has been kind of hanging on? I wouldn't say life support, but I mean, the people who are in the scene are strong with it. But after this weekend, I'm telling you, I felt so much positive energy in that room and so much, positive press, or just the good vibes for Killer Instinct that I wouldn't be surprised. And of course, it's been announced in EVO, and we'll be talking about the EVO lineup later. But Duncan, what do you think, man?
For sure. I mean, you mentioned that the game, it was free to play, and it still is on a base level. You have to pay for some of the seasons, some of the characters, some of the costumes. I'm not exactly sure the entire details. But when the game came out, it was free. People all wanted to try it out. It had its little dip in popularity. Then it started to fall off a little bit. Double Helix stopped supporting the game, but Iron Galaxy took over. Started getting balanced, and I think just now, it might be a little late, but with the PC version coming out next month, I think it's definitely a good time to get into it. The game has really started to shape up. It's gotten extremely balanced. You saw every single character was played at some point in the top 32 of the Killer Instinct Cup, and honestly, it looked super awesome the whole time. At KI Cup, we got every single character's balance changes shown to you by the balance director himself, Keats. We got a reveal of the new character, Kim Woo. We got to see every single play-in tournament played, then the top 32 played, where every player, even 25th place, was given $200 at least. Mm-hmm. I mean, the tournament was just absolutely top-notch for a game that hasn't been as popular. So it shows that if the community can wrap it together, things can happen. And we saw with CEO Taku this year, and we've seen it now at the KI World Cup. So,
again, when I think hitting PC, and I think I want to talk about that. PC, how does that necessarily grow the scene? Alex, I mean, I know you've been doing your tournaments on PC, and I've heard you say it makes it a lot easier to run an online tournament. Your thoughts on a game going to PC and what that may or may not do for the lifespan of a game?
Okay, well, first of all, PC blows out any console in the water because it's at everybody's household. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's already there. It's just a matter of everybody kind of getting knowledgeable with it and doing the proper upgrades, and then they have a freaking a gaming rig, and in playing PC fighters on Steam, it's such like a blessing because you can matchmaking is instant. You can make a group page and invite everybody that's in the tournament on that page. You don't even have to friend them. You can just do it there and then give them the online instructions. So all right, this is what you're playing, and you can invite people there, and it just makes organizing super cool. But the most important factor of PC is crossplay. So Xbox, KI is only available on Xbox One currently, and they have plans to take it on PCs. So I mean, this is the biggest opportunity that the community can get to grab as many more new players. So,
and notable, what you've bought on Xbox One or what you can buy on Xbox One right now will transfer over and link exactly with your PC. So you can buy the game, the characters, the costumes right now and have it ready for you next month.
Yeah, and shout outs to Brandon, who was one of the driving forces behind the KI Cup. Hooked it up with a Season 1 and Season 2 code, so Dot Esports is now wired for Killer Instinct, except we don't have a gaming PC yet. Oh, we do have the Xbox One, but no sticks for it. Daggum, see, it's a mess. If everything was on PC, that might be a little bit easier.
And I mean, I know this might be a little off topic, but speaking of mess, Pokken Tournament Wii U.
We're going to talk about that when we get to it, okay? There's plenty of shit to talk about the Pokken Tournament and how the logistics of running that at your tournament. But I want to talk a little more about Killer Instinct Cup. A lot of talent on display, a lot of heart on display. I had the opportunity. Apologies to the KI community. I promised that I would have a video up with their interviews cut together that I shot there at the event. It's not ready yet, but it will be. This is the footage that I shot, and we're seeing it here. But I got a chance to talk to a ton of the guys that were competing at this tournament. And, man, I'm not sure. I think you're hard-pressed to find a nicer group of dudes that care about it as much. I mean, that's like the common thing to say is the FGC helps each other out. Hey, just show up and bring your game, and we'll tell you how to play and give you tips. Certainly on display here, there's people from the Netherlands. There was people from France that were there competing. Good group of dudes. Everybody was having fun. I was really impressed. The moment that sticks out to me is Grand Finals. My God got second place on that. Spoiler alert. And seeing that guy, I mean, I don't want to put him on blast or say that he was crying. He was not crying, but it looked like he wanted to. And I went up and talked to him. The dude gave me a hug. He's like, man, it just sucks. You know, I've been working really hard, and I'm either always second or I get knocked out at EVO. I do this, and I keep working. Again, I was moved by it. I thought it was a nice moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting seeing a bunch of players. Like, for most games like this, like the chance to be at EVO is their one big break. And for them to get another tournament, you know, not have to wait for one time every year is nice. It's really tough, especially like when I was playing Blaze Blue, for example. You have a couple tournaments every year that people are at, and maybe someone sees it on stream, but it's not really a big deal except for EVO. And this was a big deal, honestly. It was, I believe, the #1 stream on Twitch all weekend. It wasn't even on the front page. That's what I heard.
And shout-outs to Max. You know, Maximilian, I mean, you could say, hey, in my opinion, Maximilian did everybody a favor by letting it be on his stream because he already has a huge subscriber base. A lot of people follow him. A lot of people know him for KI. So shout-outs to, I mean, and if you were watching the stream and you saw Brandon giving out all those awards, there was a lot of shout-outs to be had. One of those was deservedly for Maximilian. Alex, I wanted to ask you about something because one of the things they announced for the KI Cup going forward is that not only are they going to do 2 more years, but they're going to do Killer Instinct Con, a convention. I don't know how you fill a whole convention hall or what you add to that. I know Brandon had wanted to have Helio Saga, this heavy metal band that helped fundraise for the event. But the idea of the convention around gaming, I know that that's something that you have thoughts on, Alex, and be interested to hear what you have to say about it.
Yeah, so there's many esports titles are attached to like major trade shows and cons nowadays, right? Because that's where you gather like the biggest group of just casual gamers. You know, like they're in the know, they want to see what's going on, and they want to escape. You know, not everybody is a tournament player, so I think cons is a really great idea to grow the community from a different aspect. Because we all, you know, everybody thinks about just growing the community as just tournament competitors and making them play, but not all of them play hardcore. So I think this would be a good opportunity to explore different ways to bring the interest of Killer Instinct. You know, like we have a lot of great Street Fighter fans out there, but not necessarily all of them, you know, attend EVO. They just watch it, but they're fans of the genre, the lore, and whatnot. So, I mean, I'm happy to, you know, see them explore in those in that new direction, because I think that is probably the next step for other titles to be more involved with their more trade show events, not just traditional, you know, invitational only, but just like the consumers that just walk in and want to have a great time. And, you know, I talked